rising, good morning, and of course, good afternoon or evening if you are enjoying this class in your own time. So, this is really my first Hatha class since I've been sick. I haven't really had energy. A couple times I had morning classes and I was very winded, so still bear with me. I'm slowly getting my strength back. And Hatha isn't, it's not power yoga or anything. Hatha yoga is quite diverse in its teachings, as is all yoga. So today we are going to start on the ground. We're going to just gently move our body, activate, do some wrist stretching, side body stretching, little supported camel. So if you have blocks and a yoga strap, that's going to be helpful for you. If you don't have blocks, a nice thick book or two nice thick books that are roughly the same height would be great. So if you need to grab those things, then you can run away and grab them, and I'll obviously be here when you get back. So for today, we're going to just start sitting down. Just seated. My mat's a little cold, so I have just a thin blanket underneath me just as it's a little bit chilly. You can always have that blanket underneath your hips a few inches to keep you elevated slightly. It kind of takes some of the pressure off those hips there. So let's bring our hands. Left hand's going to rest on top of the right, and thumb tips are going to touch and point up, and they're just going to rest in your lap, kind of right at the tops of the inner thighs. And let's adjust our posture so we're not slouching or our lower back isn't rounded and we're sitting back. So first, let's start with the base. Let's check in with our lower back. Is it rounding? Is our bum sticking out? And move accordingly. So if you are rounding, then we're going to lift the belly up and the chest up. Not sucking in, but literally rising. Pull it like you're pulling the center of the center of your middle back forward, and your chest lifts up. And if your bum is really sticking out, then pull that tailbone underneath you slightly, and then adjust the shoulders again. And of course, if this position is really strenuous for you, just for a few reasons, you can always have something behind you supporting your back. And some people find those little meditation stools helpful. So let's just begin with some breathing. It's so important in the morning to breathe. Some of you have heard me say this before. I don't know where I found it. I wish I could remember who said it, why they said it, in what context, but I got the message I needed to, but I don't like not knowing, having that reference point. And it was, at what point in your day do you take your first conscious breath? And I realized that a lot of days I had gone until 1, 3, 4, sometimes 8 o'clock at night before I actually took a breath with a really deep awareness. So I ask you, when is the first time that you take that conscious breath in your day? And now I started doing it for I think 2 years now, whenever that was brought. I don't know what time it is, but it's longer than 2 years because that's been COVID time. So 4 years maybe. It feels like yesterday. To do it right in bed, right before I get up. I'm out of my bed, even with my eyes closed still sometimes. Just eyes closed, deep belly breathing, sort of, excuse me, light belly breathing, chest breathing, alternate nostril breathing, but honestly just 3 breaths. So we're just going to breathe together for a few minutes with our hands like this, and our backs nice and straight, and our chins are Our heads can slightly look down. And because it's the morning, I'm going to invite you to keep your eyes open and just choose a point in front of you on the ground, about a foot in front of you. And let's begin to breathe together. Inhaling in and exhaling, just going with your own pace. We're going to stay here for a few minutes, just in that silent space. Stay here in this moment. Don't let yourself think about anything else. Don't start thinking about your to-do list or breakfast or dinner. Just a few more breaths. Almost exaggerate them in the body. Really push the belly, the back, the shoulders. Really lift everything in the inhale. Exhale, let everything relax down. Inhale again, exaggerate the breath. Exhale, let the body relax. Let's do that one more time together. Inhale, exaggerate the breath, really expand it. And exhale it. Bring our hands up into Anjali Mudra, prayer position in front of the heart center. Slight pressure in the palms. Eyes closed now. We welcome the day. We welcome the moment. We welcome ourselves. We welcome the breath. We welcome compassion, humility, grace, beauty, health and prosperity. We welcome it all, not only for ourselves, but for the world. And we know the more that we embody such things, the more we can share and assist and uplift others. So let us first uplift ourselves through this morning's practice. And let us center and remember that peace is within us. Namaste. And slowly allow your head to rise gently. You rub your neck. Maybe rub your heart. I'm so sorry, I'm so yawny. My goodness. Rub that heart. And we're going to just bring the hands just onto the lap, palms up or down. And we're going to start by activating our head, moving our neck and getting some energy flow there. So we're going to inhale, look left. And exhale, looking right. Inhale left, moving slowly. Exhale right. Inhale left. Exhale right. Oh gosh. Apparently I'm releasing a lot. Inhaling left. Just keep going at your own pace. I don't need to keep telling you how to move or breathe. And after your next exhale to the right, inhale back to center. Exhale, bring your chin down to your chest, looking down. Inhale, lift the head, tilt the head back, keep the shoulders relaxed, stretch the neck long, look up. Exhale, slowly look down. Inhaling up. Exhale down, keep that spine nice and tall. Just a few more. And after your exhale, tuck in. Inhale back to that center line. And exhale, tilt the head to the right, left or right, doesn't matter. Inhale center. Exhale opposite direction. Inhale center. Exhale opposite direction. Keep going like this. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Don't start to bring the shoulders to the ear. Again, it's the morning, so our bodies are just waking up from a really deep state of rest, repair, relaxation. Maybe you slept funny on your neck, so it's a little bit tender. Your body will slowly start waking up more and more. Just a few more rounds. And if you started on the right, then your last exhale is going to be out of the left. Inhale to neutral. And if you started on the left, like I did, your last exhale is going to be out of the right side as you tilt to the right and inhale back to center. And this inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, roll them down the spine. Inhale, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, roll them down the spine. You can go slow. My body wants to go a little bit quicker now, but you can 100% just go nice and gentle, nice and slow. wiggle. Let the spine just flow a little from side to side. And come back to center and come into wrist circles. Always breathing with awareness, just moving them, circling away from each other. And the opposite way, so inward circles, inward rotations. Really flex all the fingers, use all the muscles you can in your hands. And if your fingers aren't, if you have mobility issues with your fingers, I should have said this first, or you can always just do them in fists. Oh. All right, and now we're gonna come to center, lift the wrists, put the arms out straight, wrists up, wrist down. Inhale up, exhale down. One more. And shake out the shake out about, shake it out. And come onto our hands and knees into tabletop pose. I have socks on because we haven't stood up yet, and I was really, really cold this morning, but always make sure that your socks are off when we're standing up so we don't slip. Okay, so tabletop pose. Knees are under the hips, toes face the back, and your hands, you kind of want to, like, you know how cats paw at things? You kind of want to have like that cat paw at the mat. Takes a little bit more effort at the beginning, but it's going to protect your wrists and it's going to develop some different muscle definition so that it will get easier over time. But when your weight, you don't want your weight sitting on all of your weight on your wrist. You actually want it in the finger pads and the surrounding edges of your palm. So we're going to inhale, drop the belly, lift the tailbone, pull the heart forward, let the head go back. Exhale, let the tailbone round first, round through the spine, push the round through the shoulders, push the floor away, tuck the chin. And again, just moving with cat-cow. Drop to cow. Round to cat. And now let's take those knees a little wider than the hips, bring the toes together, and move back through cat-cow like this with that open pelvis. And let the tailbone be the leader of your movement. And you can also be going slower than me. You don't have to be doing the same. Let's inhale, round the spine into cat. Push the floor away, tuck the chin, tuck the tailbone, stretch through the back, let the head be heavy. Breathe here. Let the head sway a little bit from side to side. Feel that different type of stretch happening in the back. And drop the belly on your inhale, lift the head up, holding in cow. Breathing here.
trying to relax that mid, low back. Even take a little rock forwards and backwards. Inhale, rock forward slightly. Exhale, rock back slightly. And as you rock back this time, come to neutral. Bring the knees back under the hips. Sit back on the heels for a minute and just shake the wrists out. Maybe grab the left wrist with the right hand, apply a little bit of pressure on that wrist joint, and circle. And the opposite way. And the opposite hand. And the opposite way. So we're going to grab a sip of water. Take our yoga blocks, okay? And we did this in restorative when I was at the cottage. We did a restorative class with this movement, and it was really nice. So we're gonna do it again. I think it's a great morning activity for the morning. So the blocks are you may have to move them, obviously. This is just where they are for me. They're just almost in line with my toes. They're a little bit, maybe the back of the block is just in line with my bum. My toes stick out a little farther than my bum. Okay, so we'll do a test. We'll put our right hand on one block. We'll lift up onto the knees, lift the left arm, and open to the right. And see if that block is in a good spot for you, or if you need to maneuver it. And you can always move the block heights too. Don't forget, if you're like, oh, that's too low for me, just move it onto the second height, and you're gonna kind of grab it a little bit differently, wrap your fingers around it, and push up. Okay? So you can always explore. And let's try the opposite side before we get there. So left hand to the block, up to the knees, right hand reaches over to the left, open the heart up to the sky. And now we're gonna go through the movement. Inhale, center, exhale as we reach to the block. Inhale, center, exhale as you reach to the opposite block. Okay, so let's come up onto our knees. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, we'll just reach back to the block. Inhale, up to the center. Exhale, reach back to the block. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach back to the block. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach back. Inhale, center. Exhale, reach back. Keep the hips pushing forward. Use the block to push. Keep pushing the floor away. Exhale, opposite side. Inhale up. Exhale right. Stretch out of that left side body. Reach through the arm. Reach away. Open the heart. Hello. Inhale, center. Reach up. Exhale. Opposite side. Reach through the right side body all the way to the fingertips. Keep the hips forward. Head looks up. Open the heart a little here. Exhale. Lower down to your knees. Beautiful. And we're going to come into camel. So that's kind of our warm up here. So take a few breaths. Maybe take a few gentle twists. Let's do that. Let's take a few twists here. My lower back is feeling this. So again, camel, the blocks are going to be pretty much right where they were. They might come forward a little bit. And again, I'm going to start with mine on the highest setting here.
If you're using a blanket, you can always just fold it under your knees at the top if they're a little bit tender or they want that extra support. So I'm going to keep my blocks on the highest setting because it's the first one I've done in a long time. So let's start here. And again, you can have, and if you don't have blocks, you can put your hands on your lower back. Okay? So let's start with our hands on our lower back. Maybe let's rise up onto our knees. Knees don't need to be together. Knees can be under your hips. Okay? Your blocks are going to be in line with so your ankle is going to be kind of right in the middle of your block or your books. Hands up, inhale, arms up. Exhale, reach back slightly, bring the hands down to that lower back. Keep the hips pushing forward towards the wall, like there's a wall in front of you. And bring your hands down. You can either keep your hands on your lower back. If you don't have blocks, you can get books, or take your blocks and put your hands on them. Or if you can reach your ankles, then go ahead and reach for your ankles. I'm quite happy here today. And just breathe here. One more breath. Inhale slowly. Lift your hands back up to your waist. Bring yourself up. Exhale, lower your back down. And let's come into child's pose for a minute. Let's inhale, rise up back onto our knees. Let's come back into that camel one more time. Just take a breath. A few breaths here to stabilize. Inhale, reach the arms up. Slight reach back. Exhale, bring them down to the lower back. Fingertips face the ground, thumbs face the outside. Slowly begin to lean back. Keep breathing. And then find your support, whether that is your blocks, your lower back, your ankles. Maybe you're not into this posture, then come out of it. And you can keep moving through that side activation we were doing. We were reaching to one side then the other, or cat-cow. Let your head look right up to the ceiling. Keep your shins pushing into the ground. Relax the shoulders. One more breath. Inhale. Let's just lower the hips down, straighten the spine out. Beautiful. Let's take that right foot forward. We're going to come into a low lunge, so scooch that left leg back so you're nice and low, or as low as you can go. And again, blocks are nice because you can put them underneath your hands to keep your back nice and straight, and that way you're not feeling so hunched over on the floor, especially if you just have shorter arms and you can't reach the floor. I have long arms, okay? And we're gonna hang out in this low lunge position. Try to keep that back nice and straight. If you're not using blocks, even using your fists gives you a few extra inches, okay? And you can kind of lift and exhale down, inhale, lift, exhale down. We're still warming up the body, right? So just letting our body show a little love. Maybe you do want to exhale back and let's straighten that front leg. Inhale, exhale forward. And inhale and exhale, straighten that right leg, bend the left knee, try to keep both shoulders parallel, chin tucked, back straight. Inhale forward, and let's exhale to the back. Inhale forward, exhale back, inhale forward, exhale back. Ooh, body's warming up now. Feels really nice. Maybe not for you, that's okay. So come back forward over that. Bring the right hand inside the right foot, kind of wiggle that right foot out a little bit so that right knee is actually gonna open up. Instead of the toes pointing forward, point the toes out to the side. And feel that different activation in the groin there. Bring the toes back forward and right knee comes to the left, step the left foot forward, and we're going to begin the same thing on the opposite side. So just come into that low lunge. Hands are on the ground or the blocks. Shoulders are even, back is straight. Hips are level. So what I mean by that is we're not twisting the hips. So the left hip is slightly pulled. Obviously you're pulling it forward. So that right hip is pulling down towards the ground. Maybe pulling is the wrong word, but facing the ground and keeping the knee pointing down and not out to the side. We don't want to twist that lower body. You want to keep it nice and straight. And coming into that movement, inhale back, exhale, just moving slowly at first. And moving a little bit quicker if you'd like to. Again, using your blocks under your hands. Blocks are your friends. They're my friends. Just a few more. Inhale up, exhale back. Let's inhale forward, bring the left hand to the inside of the left foot, wiggle that left foot out a little bit, open the left toes, open the left knee, and come down. And you're gonna drop the right hip and drop the left hip. And just feel that little bit of a different, maybe it's a big difference for you. My hips are a little bit over flexible from a dancing for 23 years, so I really have to get it open. So don't feel like you have to open it like I do, please. All right, let's dig the right toes into the ground. Lift ourselves up slightly, turn the left foot forward, come back to our knees, take a little wiggle, couple circles. Start to feel the lower back moving, warming up. Maybe you want to try a spine roll. Your belly drops, tailbone lifts, round through and up. Just like a snake. We haven't done these before, so
And let's flip the toes. Down dog. Maybe your feet are a little bit wider in the morning. Remember, feet wide. Take some of the pressure off the hips and the low back. Feet closer together is going to be more of a, I don't know, it's just different depending on everyone's bodies. Don't want to say more of a challenge because that's not what it is. It's just, I think it's more of a hamstring, full hamstring activation. All right, so we're in down dog. Let's bend the knees, stretch the knees. Inhale down, exhale up. Just kidding. Inhale, exhale down, inhale up. Try to keep that tailbone reaching for the ceiling. Last one, and really reach your down dog. Pull your shoulder blades together, let the ears sit between the shoulders. Tailbone lifts high towards the sky. Feet can be nice and wide, gives you more mobility in that lower back. A little bit together, a little bit different. Let's just walk up into a forward fold. Okay, I'm just holding here. You can bend the knees slightly. You can have your blocks there. I feel like blocks today. I do feel like blocks today. Let's inhale. Let's halfway lift. That's a flat back so your hands can come to your thighs. And exhale back down to your ankles. Or for me in a block, it's just a little bit different. Let's keep going. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Keep the legs pulled up. Pull up through the knees. Pull up through the thighs. Okay, and let's take a big step open into a wide-legged forward fold. And find a space that's comfortable for you. Find a width that's comfortable for you. Again, your blocks or your friends here. Try to keep your weight evenly on your feet. Sometimes when we're in this position, we have a tendency to shift our weight onto our heels. Try to keep it nice and even. Pull up through the thighs. Really make sure those legs are fully engaged. A few more breaths here. Slowly bring your hands into the center. Lift yourself up into that flat back position. Hands come under the shoulders. Look at the ground. Deep breaths, just refamiliarizing yourself. Heel toe your feet in just a little bit. And just bend the right knee gently, bend the left knee gently, swaying. Switching from side to side. Eyes are still on the ground, neck is still on the ground. Just shifting that weight from the left to the right and deepening it if that feels like you want to. Just finding that mobility here in the hips. And if you want to drop the bum down towards the left ankle, right heel comes up, toes point up towards the ceiling. Come back through, bring that right
Bum cheek towards the right heel. Keep yourself lifted. I'm just going to do 2 more of those on each side. And again, you can stay with the other option. Last one. Inhale back to center. Oh, it feels better on my legs. They're a little bit more awake now. A little hip shake, just keeping those hamstrings happy. And we're coming into cool down time. So let's just step together and stand up. Slowly. Standing up slowly. Feet are under the hips. Nothing special. Martadasana. It is special. It's our mountain pose. Bring our hands to our waist just for a moment. Eyes ahead. Focus. Strength. Power. Grounded, firm. All right, let's inhale. Let's reach the arms up overhead. Bring the palms together. Interlace the fingers. Keep the index finger pointing up. Oh, you can't see my hands. That's okay. Let's inhale, reach up. And your exhale, reach over to the left. Try to keep the shoulders facing forward, both feet in the ground. Inhale. And on your next inhale, back to center. Exhale, reach over to the right. Try to keep both sides of the body equal length, reaching, not sinking. Next inhale, inhale to center. Exhale, back. So lift the chest up towards the ceiling just a little bit. Next inhale, inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale back. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Reach right. Inhale center. Exhale back. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale right. Inhale center. Exhale back. Inhale center. Exhale left. Last round. Maybe. Inhale center. Exhale left. Inhale center. Exhale back. Inhale front. Center. Open the palms from each other. Stand. Arms up. Long through the body. Feel your feet in the ground. Feel your arms. Are they burning? Are they good? Set your fingers wide. Slowly bend the elbows. Slowly melt the hands down. Bring the elbows to the sides of the body. Keep the palms facing up. Pull the elbows in behind you slightly. Breathe with such awareness here. Lower your hands down beside you. Just slow motion. Slowly come to sit. Let's actually lie down on our back. Knees are bent. Palms are up. Feet, let's take them a little bit wider than our hips. Maybe even to the outside edges of our yoga mat. And let those knees knock in. Tuck the shoulder blades underneath of you. Keep the chin slightly pulled back. That neck lock engagement is used in all yoga. pretty much all the time. Oh, excuse me for yawning again. And while you're sitting here, just notice your tailbone, and if we can elongate the spine by just tucking it under a few millimeters maybe. You may not need to do this. Let's bring our feet a little bit closer together so they're under the hips. Let's bring the knees apart. Let's cross we'll start with the left ankle, left shin, calf over the right thigh. And let's lift up that right leg into that 90-degree angle. Both feet are flexed. Hold here for a moment, no hands. And then we're going to reach the left hand through the hole in the leg there, wrap it around either under the thigh of the right leg or on top of the knee, just underneath the knee on the shin. Then gently guide that right leg in towards the chest. Both feet are still flexed, toes nice and flexed. And just some deep breaths. Maybe a gentle rock from side to side along the kidneys. And relax the right foot down to the ground. Bring the left foot down. Cross the right foot over the left thigh. Flex the right toes, right ankle. Lift the left leg up, flex the toes, flex the ankles. No hands yet. 3 breaths here. Reach that right hand through the hole in the right leg. Again, wrapping underneath the thigh or just underneath the knee on the shin of the left leg. And gently guiding that left knee in towards the chest. Again, always noticing that both sides are usually different. So may not be the same experience on both sides. Again, you can rock a little bit from side to side. Massaging the lower back and letting those kidneys detoxify here, especially in the morning. And inhale back to center. Exhale, lower that left foot, lower the right. Take a few just gentle twists to the left. Let the knees fall to the left. And the knees fall to the right. Bring ourselves in to a little ball for a moment. And coming into happy baby, and then moving into our shavasana, our final relaxation. So taking the hands on the insides, arches of the feet, so knees start to get wide. Grab the arches and open up the feet like you're sumo squatting, but on your back. Whew. And if that's a little much, you can always grab those ankles, but you want to keep those feet nice and flexed. Again, rocking the baby, rock from side to side. And when you are in happy baby, there's a tendency to want to get your feet your legs almost like closer to your face, but you want to keep your tailbone connected to the ground. You don't want to have that bum lifting up. You want to have it on the ground. So that means that your happy baby might be a little bit shallower, and that's okay. And bend the knees, bring the heels together. Bring the knees together, wrap yourself up in that ball one more time. Bring the feet to the ground, stretch your body out. Cover yourself with a blanket and come into our Shavasana for today. Just relaxing everything. Relaxing the top of the head, the toes. Relaxing the third eye and the tailbone. Relaxing the throat and the pelvis. Relaxing the heart and the belly.
unseen, has no image, just pure being. In the light of my soul, I am happy and whole. In the light of my soul, in the light of my soul, I am happy and whole. In the light of my soul.
Allow yourself to take some deep breaths. To become aware of just your space again, not opening your eyes, but feeling the ground with your hands, bringing the soles of your feet to the ground. Turning your head from left and then to the right. Feeling your spine along the ground, maybe even moving your hips a little bit from right, lifting your right hip, then lifting your left hip. Keeping your body on the ground, just letting those knees twist to each side and letting the hip lift with them. And you can take a nice full body stretch, arms up overhead, feet always out long. Inhale, full stretch. Hold it. Exhale, relax. And slowly, in a way that's safe for you, come back up into a seated position. Let's bring our hands together into palm center, Anjali Mudra, prayer pose, all the things. And let's bring our middle finger just to the base of our chin. Deep breath in and out. Thank you so much for joining today. Thank you so much for breathing and moving, for taking time, remembering so much more than what we thought we knew. To continue opening the back body that opens the front body. Everything is connected. May peace find you today. May peace walk with you tomorrow. May peace live in your heart forever. Thank you to all of the teachers in our lives and all the different ways and forms that they show up and the different forms they take. And thank you, of course, to all of the different teachers of all of the different lineages that we've been privileged enough to learn, to see, to hold, to keep, to share of these teachings. Namaste. With deep levels of respect and love and honor for you and who you are, I hope you have a day of peace.